Good morning, everybody. Today is February the 28th, and this is Christy. I thank you so much for coming to my Be the Light YouTube channel. I send you love today, tomorrow, and every day. If you have followed me throughout my health journey, which has now been about 5 years, it began with me, trying to release physical pain that stemmed from an auto accident back in 2002. I was struggling with mobility issues, tons of physical pain, and a lot of emotional pain as well, which I was really in denial about. I used the fascia blaster to begin with because I really lacked mobility in myself, in my physical form. It was so hard for me to walk on a daily basis. The pain was so intense. I lacked the flexibility to even do anything. And eventually I was able to incorporate a little bit of exercise, and I used an elliptical. It began with me only being able to be on it for about a minute per day, and it eventually was increased as I used my fascia blaster continuously and dedicated my time to healing my physical form. That way I was able to eventually increase from 1 minute to 3 minutes. It went to 30 minutes, it went to an hour, and eventually sometimes I was on there for 2 hours at a time. Throughout life, there comes a point where we have to do something differently. You feel it in your heart. There's always something that is trying to come and motivate you into thinking differently, feeling differently, and acting differently. And a lot of times we are in avoidance of all of the signs and signals that are telling us to do better, to be our better selves, and to feel better about who we are. And a lot of times, this has to come first in our physical form, meaning we need to get healthy. When our bodies feel so boggled down, there is no way at all that we can make our mind match how we want to feel. It's impossible because we feel unattractive, we feel unloved, we feel uneasy about life. All of that will really keep you feeling low and heavy in your weight. And until you finally have faith and trust in the process of a health journey, stick with it regardless of all of your setbacks, you can't move forward. And then you'll get to a point where, well, why isn't this working again? It's time to change it up. There's something else that needs to be added, or you need to do differently now. Our bodies get so used to what we are doing, and our spirit is longing for more. And when we add something else to our routine, we open up a different aspect of who we are. So I had to incorporate not just, using the fascia blaster for pain relief. I did it with adding better nutrition. I was able to become physically active. I had 3 things that I was doing that was positive. I got to a point after 2 years, I needed more. I had this plateau of weight where I just stayed at a certain weight, and I wasn't seeing the progress that I wanted. I had to change my mindset a little bit more. I had to try something different that I didn't do before. I became a health coach after 2 years. After that, after a year of that, I needed a different change. Something else should have been added to my routine. And I began opening the door to faith, a little more faith. And so the point of this video is to ask you, how important is it for you to become healthy? We seem to think that if we get physically fit and look a certain way, that our life is going to make sense and we'll feel beautiful, we'll find the love of our life, all of that good stuff. Yes, it helps. It really does help. But again, we have been accustomed to failing ourselves. I have tried to express throughout this past year and a half, through my awakening process, that your faith will move those mountains. And when we act on faith, I am talking about acting on your spirit. It is our spirit self that is always trying to be set free and to live a life to its fullest, without judgment, without being loved. It wants to exist in its purest form. And as I began to awaken to my own truth, the weight came on. But that weight was necessary for me. It was the way that my body was protecting my growth. We have this subconscious action that goes on that we really don't understand, where we retain or put on a lot of weight based upon the growth that is necessary or the pain that we're holding on to. I was awakening to my purpose. I was awakening to my truth, which meant I had a lot of inner healing to do now. I had a lot of baggage, a lot of weight that I had to shed. And I have expressed that your faith and being within your own truth will help you shed your weight. When you live in your spirit, your weight will naturally be at the weight it's supposed to be for your healthiest journey. I haven't gone over this weight that I took on. And it seemed like it came on within the first month of my awakening process, about 25 pounds. I have fluctuated only between 20 and 25 pounds throughout this year and a half, where it has been maintained. Sometimes I lose 10 pounds and then it comes right back up, and it's nothing that I'm eating, because I have been consistent with eating whatever. I have such great faith in my routine, in my nutrition. So when I lose the weight, I know that I am releasing tons of baggage, tons of pain. And then when the weight just kind of maintains, or slightly goes up a few pounds, I know that there's an emotion and a pain that is coming on, and a different type of growth that I am moving towards. But I know that as long as I continuously move in my own truth and purpose, it will do what it's naturally supposed to do. Your spirit, and this is mentioned in the Bible, that when you live within the spirit, you have life. And that means complete health in every aspect of your life. So the message is here for you today is that when you have faith in your journey, being your true spiritual self, everything will be exactly the way that it's supposed to be in your life. And that's what I want to encourage you to really do and focus on. Regardless or not, if we are purposely attempting to live within our spirit or not, our time is moving forward, regardless. So you can try as hard as you want by spinning on that wheel to exercise, to eat properly, and not see the results you expect and be disappointed. Or you can move with a great intention and purpose and be dedicated to finding out everything about who your true spirit is. Deal with all of that baggage and extra weight that you were holding on to and let it go, and have everything work out in its greatest form for you. We have two choices. One always works out the best. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.